50 love.
Anticipation from Pagula, spot on.
30 love.
Now, one of the big improvements in Pagula's game over the last 3 or 4 years is her fitness, her ability to stay in rallies a little bit longer, and her confidence. Already you can see how cleanly Pagula drives through the backhand. It's a very confident shot, and so far doesn't seem to be worried about the Barty slice.
Craig Tyser, their left
40-15.
of screen in the second front row with the white cap on, the coach of Ashleigh Barty. That's Craig in the middle there.
That's an excellent play from Barty, just showing the variety, her comfort transitioning into the net. One thing that's going to be important for Pagula is first serves. That's where she's at her strongest.
Hesitated momentarily there, Pagula.
Again, you know, the second serve, Pagula's one of the better players at winning points behind her first serve. But when she has to throw in a second, she drops way down on the list, just not as confident, not as aggressive.
This has been a big comeback this game already from Barty. Pagula having led 40 love.
Advantage, Barty. Deuce.
Already we see the game plan that Barty's going to look to employ, neutralizing with the slice. That one just couldn't quite clear the net, didn't get the height. something we didn't see much of in Barty's previous match. Didn't have as many opportunities, but that second serve very slow, a little bit shorter in the box, and Barty working with the legs to be aggressive off the forehand side.
Confident start from the world #1 coming back from a 40-love deficit. Takes the opening game.
First game.
So courtside, it's a big welcome to Josh Eagle. Josh down there, must be a great atmosphere. Conditions look ideal.
Doesn't get any better, Jeff. It's a beautiful night tonight. The heat's gone out of the stadium. The court's still playing pretty slick. I've got to say, those slice backhands from Ashleigh Barty, they are ripping through the court. Just so clean. Must say, a pretty clean start from Jessica Pegula also. Good ball striking. The key for Pagula tonight is she'll want to come forward and try and finish the net. Does she have the skills to do that? I'm not so sure.
All right, win predictor is very heavily weighted in Ashleigh Barty's favour, 79%. We'll see how that holds up throughout this match.
50 love.
Talked so much about Ashleigh Barty's serve and how well she's used that shot, moved it around the box beautifully to keep her opponents guessing and off balance.
Excellent return. And just speaking of the Barty serve, she's played 9 matches this year, 5 in Adelaide, the tournament she won, 4 prior to today. Has dropped serve but once. That was in the previous match against Amanda Anisimova. So she's been serving wonderfully. It's been almost impenetrable.
That's a good play from Pagula. Try to step inside the baseline and take the ball early off the return, really put pressure on Barty. Pagula feeling already like she has to make some of these shots too good. It's caused a few misses.
Game Barty.
Perfectly placed and really good speed. Fiance Gary Kissick there with the red mask would
Barty
have
leads 2
enjoyed
games
that, no doubt. Tell us what you think of this action, Chanda.
It's a smooth service motion with the toss, pretty regulated. The right arm kind of trails a little bit, but she gets it up in the right place quickly enough to extend fully up and out into the court, and it's part of what makes that serve so dependable.
Love.
Those are the kinds of misses that Pagula can't afford. A real indicator of the nerves that she's still feeling, the tension. This is the first time that Pagula is playing against a reigning world #1, and to do so at a major. A lot of pressure here for her as well.
40-15.
Had to work hard to get to this stage. Hasn't been through the matches as quickly and easily. She spent an extra 3 hours and 20 minutes on court than Barty to get to this stage.
Pagula plays with a pretty calm demeanor, and she's not a player you would say gets overawed in terms of occasions. Highest ranked player that she beat was Naomi Osaka when she was 2 in the world. Did that last year at Rome.
Game, Pegula.
It'll make Pagula feel a little more comfortable on the board. First set.
Barty leads 2-1.
Well, she's probably recovered, Chanda, from the disappointment of her football team yesterday. Buffalo Bills, very much part of Jessica and her family's life, and you follow the NFL.
I do, and yeah, it was a terrific game. I only saw parts of it because I was watching the tennis simultaneously, but it was an incredible game. Went into overtime, and that couldn't have been easy for her, being here and seeing them, you know, go down after being so close to a championship game. But, you know, she's got her own story to complete here. Quarterfinals of a major, that's not too shabby. I remember listening to Pagula after that Osaka win. She was confident.
Well, there is the man himself, Rod Laver, after which this stadium is named, of course, and to the right of the screen, to Rod's left, is the president of Tennis Australia, Jane Harlicker. What he's achieved, Rod Laver, was remarkable, having won the Grand Slam, all 4 majors in the same year. He's done that twice, and a more humble man you would never find. Her service statistics this year are quite remarkable. Overall service points won percentage-wise. She's #1. Service games won percentage-wise, #1.
Yeah, it's important for Pagula to try to get into the Barty service game. Take advantage if she does get anything a little shorter in the box and just start to hit out a little more freely. Still hasn't quite settled into a rhythm yet.
30-15.
Already 4 aces for Barty. She read it, Pagula. Barty's gone
14-30.
inside in with that forehand a couple of times now, and Pagula's been on it, just couldn't control the pace of shot.
Deuce.
She'll serve some double faults because she's very aggressive with the second serve. It's a matter of when you serve them, I guess, that ultimately makes you successful or not.
Tremendous shot, and it looked easy, but it was
Advantage,
not nearly
Barty.
as easy as it looked. Barty had to time this ball. It dropped quite a bit, and she had to time it almost perfectly with that kind of an angle. I think those are the signs of just a little tension in the Barty game. That was one of the first shots that she's gone inside out. She was preferring to go inside in, but Pagula almost forced that play and got the error.
Doing a good job, Pagula, of staying in the rallies longer.
Advantage, Pegula.
Coach David Witt said that's what they've been working on a lot, staying in the point longer, improving their defensive skills as well as her offensive skills. And we've already seen her defense being going nicely. A couple of good defensive lobs. So a break-back point opportunity here.
Play from Pagula to try to pressure Barty with break point, but just didn't need to force it that much. That ball was almost halfway up the net, just didn't give herself nearly enough margin. Such a well-controlled shot from Barty. Not quite a slice, almost a drop shot, but just low and short enough to bring Pagula forward.
Pretty brave shot. She was behind the baseline. You need a lot of touch and confidence. And I haven't seen her with this erratic toss at all before. This is very unusual.
Yeah, it's the tension. I mean, she is feeling it clearly, trying to play her way through it.
Yeah, there's a Pagula getting the ball through the court quickly. That's
Deuce.
one of her strengths. Doesn't hit with huge amount of spin. Just gets the ball off the court with good speed.
Better ball toss then from Ashleigh Barty, just getting a little low. Hasn't quite got the rhythm yet that she'd like on serve, and when she serves at her best, there's no doubt she's reaching up, full extension. That ball toss needs to get a little higher tonight.
There's a bit of a struggle for Barty, but gets the job done.
Barty leads 3 games to 1.
Only a third visit to main draw at the Australian Open for Pagula. She's career has been on and off a little bit. She's had some injuries, knee problems initially in 2015, hip surgery 2017. So it's been a slow, steady climb up the rankings for her.
Yeah, it really wasn't 2019 that Pagula kind of broke through the hurdle of getting inside the top 100 in the world. Before that,
15-all.
spent a lot of time going between WTA events and ITF events and struggled really to stay healthy.
Yeah, it's what happens, isn't it? When you're out for a while, you start back at the ITF level, win some matches, get some confidence. It's quite a long process. Keen to come forward quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, and that's
Pagula.
Pagula's team. David Witt on the right, the lower right, her coach. And he has been instrumental in her continuing that move up the ranks. Pagula won her first title in 2019 in Washington, D.C., and that really was a breakthrough. Hold the trophy up at the end of the week. It's a special moment for any player, and it gave her tremendous confidence. That's solid serving. Well placed, just moving Barty enough. But when COVID hit, Pagula, she wasn't able to defend her title the following year, but has still just done a nice job continuing that momentum. She's got to keep making those kinds of plays. Just a little stiff right now with her volleys. Hasn't quite gotten the feel, and Barty is doing a wonderful job just making those first volleys a little tougher.
Missed, just over pressing.
And part of that may be the respect Barty has for the Pagula backhand as well. I mean, she's tried to really thread the needle on some of those inside-out forehands, missing it, not wanting to give Pagula much to hit off of.
Doing a good job. Just Pagula, the 21st seed, staying in touch. Barty, though, with a singular break, 3-2.
Leads 3 games to 2.
It's always interesting, isn't it, how professional athletes at the elite level, what drives them? Is it intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation? When Barty comes from the city of Ipswich, it's initially a mining town, just a very middle-class family, but just loves the sport. And Jess Pegula comes from a much wealthier background, but credit to her, she wants to provide a pathway for her own confidence and credibility, I guess. And so they've both driven players, but come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the beauty of this sport. You have players from so many different backgrounds, and it's about your individual motivation and belief and work ethic, and both these players have that.
She's had to do it the hard way, Jessica Pegula, to get here. A lot more time on court. In fact, it started with the first round singles match against Kalinina. 4-6, 7-6, 7-5. Pagula got through that in 2 hours and 52 minutes. Subsequently, she's won each of her next 3 matches in straight sets. The last one over Sakari, the number 8 seed. Won that 7-6, 6-3. Barty, by comparison, not to drop a set as yet.
It
was important for Pagula to hold in that last game in particular, just to keep a little tension here. Put it back on Barty, trying to hold on to the break of serve.
$15-13.
A really good second serve, and it needed to be, because Pagula is stepping inside the baseline, looking to take every opportunity to get on the front foot to attack that second serve. See, they just pushed out of a comfort zone by a very good second serve on that occasion.
Barty taking advantage of Pagula being just a little slow with the first step on returns. Just kind of glides with the first step, and the quick serve from Barty causing her some problems so far.
Couple of errant ground strokes from Barty, but in the end, not causing her too much damage.
Barty leads 4-2.
That is Gary, the fiance, Gary Kissick, and Ash becoming engaged in December of last year. I think they met at the golf club where Ash plays. He's been a pro there. Of course, Ash is a champion golfer as well. She's the club champion. Would you know it? She played semi-professional cricket for almost 2 years when she took a break from professional tennis. Wasn't enjoying it, so decided to do something else for a while. She excelled in that regard as well.
And that's been the surprising shot from Barty so far. The missed forehands inside out. Has not found the timing on that shot at all.
I think for
Josh.
both players, the ball's just flying,
13.
particularly off the forehand. They're taking big cuts at the ball, big swings, and just need to cover it, get over it, just create a little bit of topspin because the ball is just rocking off the racket. The conditions still super fast out here.
That short slice that Barty uses, it's so
30.
acceptable to bring someone from the baseline out of their comfort zone. Very few options for Pagula from being short and wide. It's a wonderful shot from Barty. It's what Barty tends to do. She takes you out of your comfort zone. In fact, she said, my job is
40.
to make them, or make her uncomfortable. I know that's what she's going to try to do to me. That's the game of chess that we play out here. Slice backhand just staying so slow and low brings the unforced error. Barty 5-2.
New ball splits. Barty leads 5 games to 2.
I think that is the issue, isn't it? Barty tends to try and get you out of your comfort zone. She just brings so many different options to the table.
Yeah, she does. And, you know, that slice is difficult to handle for a lot of players. It's a neutralizing shot. That's part of the purpose of it. And she gets it to kind of bite down into the court a little bit more. It stays pretty low. And you've really got to get down under it and stay through the ball. And you still can't really hit it as hard, especially if you are, you know, big hitting player. And you can see tonight, Pagula having some trouble with that shot and just her overall consistency, and that is what Ashleigh Barty capitalizes on.
Time.
Pagula does like playing here in Australia. Reached the quarterfinals here last year. Had some good wins along the way. Defeated Azarenka, Stosa, Mladenovic, Svitolina. And lost to Jennifer Brady. Certainly enjoys these courts, but finding it hard going against Barty, who's not been perfect and as ever. She just takes you out of your comfort zone. So Barty serving for the first set.
Really worked well with the legs. Get behind that ball.
Well, she slices, she dices from the back of the court, but she also hits some very aggressive first serves. And on the back of this display, she has 3 set points. Well, the big crowd here in Rod Laver Arena obviously enjoying this very much. Barty in 35 minutes, 6-2. whistle 3-2. It was pretty close, and then just that second break of serve going the way of Barty, it just skipped away very quickly from Pagula in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I think, again, Barty just finding her game a little bit more. The forehand started to fall, a couple of big moments. Still a lot of unforced errors for both players if we look at the numbers from the first set. But Barty with more winners, and 8 to just 2 for Pagula. She has not hit her stride yet, Pagula, and a lot of that has to do with how neutralizing Barty has been off the ground. Has used the slice nicely to control the tempo of play. And the forehand has been a bigger weapon tonight. She's missed a few, Barty, but got them to flow a bit right at the end of the set. And that is clearly a shot she is looking to use as often as possible. But the serve was a big factor. Over 60% of first serves in, won nearly 80% of the points behind the serve. Got some free points when she needed it, Barty. And overall, a very clean first set that should allow her to relax even more.
Time.
What do you make of the physical battle so far, Chanda?
Yeah, it's been pretty even. Pagula, you know, maybe
Pegula
working just a little harder to try to get into position, not getting a whole lot from it in terms of the winners. That's something, you know, she's got to get up even higher.
Hard to win a point out there. Pagula played a good one, but the Barty defense was on song.
This is the frustrating part for Pagula is, you know, she plays a good point, puts herself in position at the net, and then can't execute, or Barty hits a shot that completely resets the point. It's going to be the challenge here, trying to get a better start in this second set.
30-15. Wait, please.
One of the things, you know, I'm not quite understanding with Pagula is why she's playing the Barty backhand so much. I mean, that shot has kind of given her some trouble so far. Maybe play more to the forehand where you'll get more of a standard topspin.
Just missed it. She had defended so well, Pagula.
30-40.
Yeah, really could have used that point. Give her something to go off of.
Lead for service. Deuce.
Right now, Jessica Pegula has made 7 unforced errors off her backhand, more than off the forehand side, and it's primarily because she's trying to contend with that low slice from Barty. Backhand is her solid shot. It's her weapon. So she maybe needs to open up the court a bit more to use it.
Barty
is just controlling the tempo, and Barty's slice is more comfortable than Pegula's slice. That's not the cat and mouse game I'd want to play if I was Jessica Pegula.
I agree, Chandler. I can't believe she's slicing with Barty. She's not going to win that. I would not hit one slice. Barty loves it when Pegula drops the hand and hits the slice. It's tactically not what she wants to be doing out here.
Nice, had Barty looking for a cross court there.
Deuce.
Now that's better. I mean, that's the play to me that Pegula would want to use more often. She's got a great backhand up the line. You know, make this a forehand, Barty forehand battle until she gets something she can hit into the open court. Certainly Barty's forehand, it's a weapon. So as a player, you know, you might be more inclined to try to stay away from it. But in this case, Pegula will get more to hit off the Barty forehand, and she can go more toe-to-toe in the pace department.
Just starting to become a little frustrated.
Deuce.
Combine maybe just tactically, you know, not playing to her strengths. Combine that with some of the errors she's made, Pegula, and it has been frustrating, but she can reset here. She can hold serve. Is just so much more versatile on that backhand side. May not be as big a weapon, but there's the slice low, just clipping the net. But then the top spin, just with the slight angle, dipping just enough.
Opportunity missed from Pagula, putting the volley that was a put away back to Barty, who said thank you and then defended exceptionally well. So disappointment for Pagula. 5 consecutive games going the way of the world #1.
Yeah, this was just a terrific point, a real masterclass in how to defend, how to hit the right shots from the right position from Ashleigh Barty, and when she had her opportunity, closed off the point beautifully. That's just textbook above the shoulders.
Josh, courtside, what are you seeing facially from Pagula at the moment?
Well, I think she's just overplaying. I think she's not tactically executing what she wants tonight. She's definitely out of her comfort zone. There's no doubt about that. And I think Chandler's right. just needs to try and use the backhand, go down the line into Ash's forehand a few more times tonight. But it's easy, isn't it? You come out here, the atmosphere's electric. I just feel she's overplaying a little bit. She's got to remember what got her here to the quarterfinals, stick to her guns, use her strengths. Not doing it at all tonight.
And now Barty's starting to find her game, starting to find the forehand, and it's going to make it even tougher for Pagula. But I think that last point on serve that she lost, that was still the perfect point for her to play. Just take the volley into the open court.
Oh, stepping inside the baseline with some sincere authority.
And sometimes, you know, that's the hardest thing to see out there when you're under pressure. When you play a point the right way, you still lose it. It feels like you did something wrong. And for Pagula, she's just got to keep pushing with points like that one. That's partly why Pagula has been staying away from the Barty forehand, but that one right in the middle of the court in her wheelhouse didn't move her at all.
Game, Barty.
Well, another comfortable hole. Just to give you an indication of how Barty's been travelling through the tournament.
Barty
First round
leads 2
defeated
games.
Serenko 6-love, 6-1. Defeated Bronzetti 6-1, 6-1. Georgie 6-2, 6-3, and then Anisimova, the conqueror of Osaka, 6-4, 6-3. So no player has gotten to more than 4 games in a set. It's been quite devastating.
Jeff, you hear a lot of players kind of talk about going into a match and just playing their game. And Barty is a little bit different in her mindset. And she looks at adapting her game, trying to make her opponents uncomfortable. You talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the match. It's a different mindset than what a lot of players have at the start of a match.
Everybody has a team, she has a coach, and she always speaks so highly of them. In fact, she never talks about herself, she talks about us, the team. And I'm sure they have plans, but she really enjoys solving problems by herself on the court and figuring things out. And of course, she's got the repertoire to do so.
And one of the things that Jessica Pegula listed as one of the Barty strengths was the fact that she plays such a tactical game. You know, she's aware of the strategies and how to maximize her game. And so much of that has to do with putting opponents in difficult positions, and she's done that time and time again, especially when Pagula's moved forward.
She's lost the last 6 games, Jess Pegula. Needs to get something happening, and happening soon.
Led for service.
That's not going to make her feel any better.
Talking about the tactics for Barty, I've been looking at how often she's sliced the ball in her previous matches. Sliced a lot, about 80%. In this match, it's dropped a bit. Slicing 70%, 30% of the time, she's hitting the topspin. Changing up her play based on the opponent.
That is absolutely wonderful from Barty. The depth of the slice, and then all of a sudden cutting it short across court. Full control of that particular stroke. Set and 3 love.
Jessica Pegula was so irritated at the end of that point. She crossed over to the other side, went on the other side of the net to go to her chair.
It's something Serena used to do.
Well, it's for Pagula, it's been a frustrating evening, and you know, trying to find her way into this match. And she's played a little bit better, Pagula, but so has Ashleigh Barty, and it's just been the perfect storm. You know, still playing the Barty backhand, going, you know, slice to slice a good bit, and that just has not worked tactically.
Well, she's running out of time, Pagula, to find some answers. Barty's got to be feeling horribly confident at this particular moment. A lot of people out in Garden Square watching on the big screen, enjoying this, I'm sure. That's the entrance up the stairs towards Margaret Court Arena, which is the second biggest stadium here. We are so blessed here in Australia to have a choice of stadiums and a new mini stadium, so to speak, here this year, the Kia Arena, which has become very popular with fans. Barty is set in 3 love.
love.
Last Australian to reach the final of the Australian Open was Wendy Turnbull, another Queenslander. Ashleigh Barty's a Queenslander. That was in 1980.
Love.
Ashleigh lost in the quarterfinals here last year to Mukova. That's as much emotion as you'll get from Craig Tyser, coach. She's human.
Everything is going so well.
30-15.
Gotta have the occasional miss just to keep you plugged in, keep you focused.
On.
Missing by small margins, and it's so frustrating for Pagula. 30 all, just an opportunity to make a bit of a statement, and that happens. This is very small margins. Well, it's just perfectly directed. Barty showing a full repertoire
Barty leads 4
of
games
what
to
she's
love.
capable of bringing to the table. Elected not to play in the WTA finals in Guadalajara this year. She'd been away from Australia for so many months. Elected to come home early, take a break.
And Jeff, I think she's reaping the rewards. She's moving so well. Not a lot of
50
people
love.
talk about the athlete that Ash Barty is, but my goodness, she's moving so well tonight. Free, easy, explosive when she needs to be, so in really good shape.
No, just long. Yeah, the tour is so
30
long
love.
these days for professional players. It's hard for many of them to take the time, but Ashleigh has prioritised taking that time, and then she had a really good pre-season, I know, in Brisbane at the National Training Academy, the Pat Rafter Arena. Perfect. Didn't panic, just a nice little slice into the corner.
40 love. Oh. 40-15.
Pagula going for that second serve. Has not won a lot of points when she's had to throw in the second.
Oh. 40-30.
This is what happened the very first game of the match. Pagula was up 40 love on her serve, and Barty was able to get the early break. In danger of that again here.
And it's just so hard to turn this scoreboard pressure around. The confidence of Pagula has left her. She's confused as to what sort of strategy to employ. It's all going south. Disappointment for Pagula, but Barty as resolute as ever. One game away, perhaps, from reaching the
Barty
semi-finals.
leads 5 games to love.
It's a shame to see a player just lose their way, and she has lost her way. She's, as I mentioned, I think she's become confused, and the scoreboard is making her feel that she just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, and even the points that she's played well, you know, she's lost some of those, and it's made her question herself, even in those areas, and has spent so much of the match playing to the Barty backhand, not giving herself a chance to step in and hit the way she is so good at over the course of her matches, Pagula. And you know, Barty has just been able to control the tempo. It's been a frustrating day at the office for Pagula, who's made a lot of errors, a lot of unforced errors. And she is up against it here, just trying in this second set to get on the board.
Spectacular sunset here in Melbourne. It's around 8:30 p.m. We have daylight saving time, of course. Just been a beautiful day and a beautiful evening. And for Ash Barty, it's a beautiful scoreboard. 6-2-5 love, the world #1 serving for the match.
It's been stress-free for Ash Barty tonight. There's no doubt about it. She looks so relaxed. It's with the greatest respect to Jessica Pegula. This looks like a training session for Ash. She's just exploring the court, doing it comfortably, so efficient, putting on a clinic tonight.
Jessica Pagula just not sure how to win a point. She didn't do too much wrong. Just her opponent had the answers.
30 love.
Three match points for Ashleigh Barty.
$14.
Ashleigh Barty, she's been in top gear all week, and tonight she went into overdrive. Straight sets over Jessica Pegula, 6-2, 6 love. Truly a masterclass. Goes through to the semi-finals to play Madison Keys. That will be something to savour.
Yeah, into another Australian Open semi-final and has another shot. Lost in that round in 2020, but you see Barty in that match tonight. It just feels like a different Ash Barty, so much more comfortable playing with a target on her back at the top of the game and understanding how to control the pace and the tempo against different styles of opponents. But once again, just had very little trouble. Disappointing night for Jessica Pegula, who did not play her best tennis by any means. Who knows how much of a hangover disappointment there was with her Buffalo Bills losing. But she just didn't have it tonight. But credit to her for the tournament she's had.
She's had to fight hard from the very first round, and of course she's had a lot of injuries over her career, so it's been a long, slow burn for her. But tough night tonight, but Ashleigh Barty was really quite brilliant, and she will be unassuming, I'm sure, in her discussions courtside with Jim Courier, which is just about to happen.
Well, Ash, that was such a terrific performance. I was going to ask you what worked well, but I guess a more realistic question is, what didn't work well? Because it all looked pretty strong.
Yeah, that was solid tonight. I had a lot of fun out here. I was able to I was able to serve and find a lot of forehands in the centre of the court, and I was happy to take the game on, be aggressive off my forehand, not worry if I miss a couple, as long as I'm doing the right things, and I felt like I was able to do that throughout the whole match.
And a word on Jessica's tournament. She played awfully well, beat the #5 seed Maria Sakkari in the last round. She had a terrific tournament as well.
Incredible. Jess is an incredible person. Our lockers are just a couple next to each other, and she's a brilliant girl. I love to test myself against her, and she came out here and really made me play my best tennis so far this week, and credit to her. She's had an exceptional couple of years, and she definitely is a top 20 player. She deserves to be in these later ends of the slams, and she's got a few more yet to come, that's for sure.
So with this win, you're into your second semifinal here at the Australian Open. You did it in 2020. Congratulations. I know you're the same person that you were in 2020, but how has your game evolved since then?
I mean, I've grown as a person. I've grown as a person, I've grown as a player. I feel like I'm a more complete tennis player. I've obviously got a couple more years of experience under my belt in handling different situations and being able to problem solve out on court. And I think it's a credit to my team. They've done so much work with me behind the scenes to make me the best version of myself. And, you know, I'm absolutely loving playing out here, and it's bringing a smile to my face, regardless of what is happening during the points. And it's been a lot of fun so far, so hopefully there's a little bit more left.
Well, it seems like every other night you've been starring in a new hit show here in Australia. Prime time at the Australian Open with Ash. How are you enjoying the night sessions here this year?
It's been amazing. The weather this week, Melbourne. This isn't Melbourne. This is Brisbane. This is Brisbane weather.
It's Brisbane weather.
This is Brisbane weather. No, but it's been great. There's been plenty of heat throughout the day. Night sessions here at the Australian Open are really special, and to still have a bit of heat in the court's brilliant. I'm able to use that with my game as well. But I love playing here at night. I mean, I love playing at the Australian Open. Doesn't matter what time.
Well, for the first time, and I think ever, the women's semifinals will take place both at night on Thursday night. That's a new thing. We're excited about it. You're obviously going to be right front and center. Your opponent will be a familiar one, Madison Keys. Last time you played her was at Roland Garros when you won your maiden major title. Thoughts on playing Madison? The keys to keys, if you will.
That's good from you.
Yeah, that's cheesy, isn't it? It's terrible.
It is so nice to have Maddie back playing her best tennis. She is a top player. She deserves to be at the top of our game, and I know she had a really rough trot last year with some injuries and some illness and different things, but it is just so nice to see her back out here doing what she does best, smiling. She's one of the most incredible girls in the locker room, has set up so many good things off the court with some charities that she's worked with. It's just amazing to see her back here doing what she does best and loving it. And I've had plenty of battles with Maddie before. We've played at Fed Cup, we've played in all different circumstances, and this is just going to add to it. I can't wait. I know it'll be a good one, and whoever can execute better will be in a final. How good.
We look forward to seeing it. Congratulations. You're into the semifinals again. Ash Barty.
Ashleigh Barty. I think there's no question, Shanda, that she's in a very good space. As you said, I mean, she's got a target on her back, but it's like she doesn't care.
Yeah, I think she's approaching it with the right attitude, and that is everything. It's sort of like how your mindset is when you start a match, and that is so critical. And Barty has had that match in and match out. She looks comfortable. She looks happy. You know, even some of the more tense moments in some of her matches, she's gotten through and hit through it beautifully, and that ought to give her a lot of confidence. This will be a different battle against Madison Keys, but when you look at the numbers from this match, it was, you know, pretty much in Barty's favor. You know, first serve percentage was good, but she lost very few points. Only, you know, a handful of points when she got her first serve in, and that helped her hold regularly over the course of this match. It could have gotten tricky if Pagula had gotten into it in the first set, but Barty didn't allow it. You know, clean number of winners, 17, 22 unforced, but Pagula, 26 unforced errors. That was a disaster for her. Barty was able to take advantage, getting a handful of breaks, and in the end, just closed that match out beautifully, made it look pretty routine.
Wasn't much physical battle for Ash, but let's just go through the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Barty, in terms of how much she worked during some of these rallies, really critical moments at times in the first set where her work rate was just a little bit higher. Pretty similar in terms of the movement, but those sprints, just 3 for Barty, 8 for Pagula. She was on the run and off balance more times than not. That didn't allow her to play her best, and Barty just on balance and just looked comfortable throughout this match.
Just briefly, your thoughts on the the next matchup with Madison Keys?
It's going to be a different matchup. I mean, Keys is playing so well, hits the ball as big as anyone out there, maybe bigger. And it's going to be a real test for Barty in terms of the serve and also how she's been controlling play with the slice. We'll see how much that works against Keys. She may have to change up a little, go with a little more topspin at times, but she's been so strategic, Barty, and I think it's going to be a similar matchup for her against Keys as well. A tactical match that she'll have to, you know, really be disciplined in.
All right, well, more tennis coming away here from Rod Laver Arena shortly, but just for now, let's just congratulate Ash Barty. She was at the top of her game, quite brilliant. Let's also thank Chanda and Josh for working with us here. All the insights were just wonderful. Ash Barty through to the semi-finals in straight sets, 6-2, 6-love.